like to get a Stanford?
Oh yeah, of course. As you might know, I was recruited by Coach Shaw my freshman year to come play at Stanford, and he was a big reason why I went there. One, he's a great football coach, but more than that, he's a great man, and he really coached us in more than just football. He coached us in life, and I really appreciate him for that. And so I think they're getting a really good coach. I actually interviewed with them, and I got to see him again, and it was awesome to see a familiar face like that.
Is that a formal interview with the
Yes, sir.
You had a chance to meet with the Texans while you're here?
Yes, sir. I had a formal with the Texans while I was here.
How'd that go?
It was good. I enjoyed it a lot. Honestly, all the interviews I had were great. To me, it was a fun thing as opposed to a high tension thing. It was really just a chance for me to go in there and show who I was as a person, which is, I think, a really big strength for me.
How about the Packers? Were they formally?
No, I didn't have a formal with them.
Have you met with them at all?
I may have had an informal with them. I had a lot of informals, and it was kind of hectic, so I don't really remember, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a decision that we thought was going to be the best for me at my training facility, and that was really all it was. We thought we could have a strong performance here, which is what I'm planning to do tomorrow.
So about your performance a couple years back against Colorado, obviously went against Travis Hunter that day. Quite the performance. So,
yeah, I mean, as you know, it's honestly going to be a whole team thing every time you have a big performance like that. In the second half, the line really held their own out there, and obviously Ashton was delivering the ball accurately and on time, and that's all you can ask for as a receiver. And when you get those opportunities with the ball on time and on target, you just have to capitalize on them, and that's what I ended up doing. And so it was just a mix of all the team playing well together in that game, and I'm really appreciative for that.
Who do you compare your style to? Who do you compare your style to?
That's a really good question. I wouldn't say I have a specific person. I like to take traits from a lot of different receivers. To name one that's from Stanford, I think Mike Wilson is a good one just for the tenacity that we play with. I really like to model that type of effort. But that's one I would say for sure.
What did you major in?
Yeah, I majored in computer science.
Based on
Who were some of those receivers that you take pieces from?
Everybody. I mean, there's so many great receivers in the NFL that you can just take bits and pieces from. Like one I always say is Calvin Ridley, not for that we're similar receivers, but the way he comes off the ball every play is something special. Just it's a different mentality, and so I try to take that from him to name somebody in specific.
based on your
That Colorado question, can you just talk about how you were able to elevate the game and go through that playing top protection like Travis Hunter?
Yeah, like I said, it's never really going to be an individual effort there. It was a combination of the whole team locking in on that moment, and including myself as well. And so it really takes everybody. It takes the whole house. And so I would just say we all collectively locked in that game, and it elevated my performance as well.
Is it fair to say that some of the critics of your games say that the only thing you're really lacking is true speed? Do you buy that, or how do you look at that?
I don't know if I'd necessarily agree. I guess we can find out tomorrow at the combine. I will be running the 40, so.
What are you shooting for?
No, I just want to run fast. I wouldn't say there's anything in specific, but yeah, we'll see what I run at the combine tomorrow. I will say this: I was a track guy in high school, and I ran a 10.6 and 100 meters. So whatever that translates to, yeah.
based on your feedback from scouts, what's the best qualities of your game that they see, and is there anything that they're asking you to continually improve on?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us have to continue to improve on every aspect of our game. Nobody's ever a completed product, but I would say the thing that scouts probably like about me the most is just my mentality. I'm not afraid to get dirty. I love blocking. It's something that I take pride in. If we get in the goal line, I'm not necessarily going to ask you to throw me a fade. If you want me to come down tight and block off the edge, I'm going to do that. And so I think they love my mentality.
You said these meetings are a good opportunity for people to get to know you as a person. So, what is the team that's drafting you getting as a person?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're gonna get somebody that is not afraid to do the dirty work. Like I said, really like I'm a team player, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes for the team to win. But more than that, I think I'm a leader, and I'm a leader by example. The first thing you got to do to be a leader is to lead yourself. And I think I'm really a good example of that. To get to Stanford in the first place, there's a lot of things that you have to do and a lot of sacrifices that you have to make. And I was willing to make those sacrifices, and I think I can show people around me those types of actions, and it's something that emanates from you, and it bleeds into other people.
Elic, coming from Canada and then playing for Stanford, a passing offensive college that wasn't as proficient, and then not going to the Senior Bowl, do you view this as sort of an opportunity for your coming out party?
That's a good question. Yeah, this is definitely a great opportunity for me to show a little bit of my athletic ability. But to me, the most important thing is once you get on the team, you have to show what you've got to do in camp. And camp is where you really get to decide how your career is going to go. And so that's really the most important thing for me. But here's a great opportunity to show what I'm really capable of athletically, which I think is a lot.
Growing up in Grove City, Alberta, how did you lock in on the NFL?
Yeah, it was honestly, I started playing hockey when I was young, because obviously that's what you do in Canada. Everybody does it. But at some point in middle school, I really started falling in love with football. And that's when I decided to stop playing hockey and pursue football full time. And I honestly got really lucky to meet this guy named Justin Dillon from Toronto. And what he does is he just sends Canadian football players down to the States to play high school and then eventually try to get them Division I. And so honestly, I just got really lucky. And as soon as he gave me the opportunity, I jumped on it because I wanted to play at the highest level. So it's a mix of opportunity, luck, and ability.
How are you as a hockey player?
Yeah, I did.
How was that talking to Mike Tomlin?
It was great. He's an awesome coach and an awesome man, as you guys probably know, and so I really enjoyed the interview.
How some players that you like watching film on and try and model your game after? And have you met with the Rams yet?
No, I haven't met with the Rams. Like I said earlier, Mike Wilson, tenacity, Calvin Ridley coming off the ball. Devontae Adams is a good one for releases. I think AJ Brown is probably the most similar in terms of style, just the physicality that he plays with, so I really like to watch him as well.
You mentioned AJ Brown, the Steelers offensive coordinators Arthur Smith. What can you take from AJ's game? And he's another guy that really good blocker, good after the catch. What can you take from his game?
Yeah, he just plays really physically off the releases and at the catch point, and that's something that you can do when you're a bigger receiver. You need to take advantage of that, and so I think from him just learning to always play with your size and play above your size, even especially as a bigger receiver. And so that's I think the biggest thing that I take from him.
One of the things that kind of sets you apart though is you're a bigger dude, but you can actually run routes, get out of your breaks and stuff like that.
Of course.
What's your preparation like going into last season as a route runner?
Yeah, we just work with the coaches and work with my teammates, right? We have a whole bunch of great people in the building. So you have all the resources to get better. You just have to be willing to put in the work, and that's just what I did.
How old were you when
you met? At a young age, and really giving me the opportunity to do that is something that I'm really appreciative of. And so it's really up to me and my job now, my responsibility to put my full effort into this as they put their full effort into me. I don't know if there's one specific thing, that football is really a multifaceted game, and so there's so many things that you have to get better at consistently. And so I think it's just chipping away at everything step by step and not really getting too caught up in how much things there is to get better at. So I wouldn't say there's anything in specific.
Was there more of the game before your game was more natural, or something that you had to work more specific on to manifest it for better results?
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe in natural ability. I think everything's gained through hard work and learning. Even from when you're born, everything that you do is socialized, and everything that you do is a learned ability. And so I think everything that I do is something that I worked hard at and something that I had to learn.
Have you met with the Steelers yet?
Yes.
Informal or formal?
Formal.
What was that like? Meet Tomlin?
Yeah, it was great. It was one of the ones where kind of just went in there and they just talked to me, trying to get a feel for who I was as a person, and I really thought it was a good interview.
Elic, if you had one play to show, NFL teams, whether it was a highlight or whether it was a run block, what would be one play from this season?
Yeah, we were on the goal line against Louisville. I think we were down 1 or 2 scores, and I motioned in to the line and we ran a duo, which is just one of our goal line run schemes. and I got a double pancake, and so I think that's one of the things that show kind of who I am as a person.
All right, thanks, guys.